Hi, my name's Devon. I've been married for 25 years and I have a family of 6. As an individual entrepreneur, my company's been on the Inc. 5000 list more than just about anybody in this country. I do want you to know, I don't know the easy way in anything. I only know the hard way. All right, let's start. I want to talk to you guys about a pretty hard and serious conversation that I think is something a lot of people struggle with, and it's when they actually are very well established in their profession. They've logged some good years, they've got a great paycheck, they have a nice company car, they've got all their health insurance paid for, they have a mortgage that's pretty freaking expensive, and they're sitting there in a nice kind of comfortable place in their life. But there's something inside of them. There's a dream inside of them that's nagging at them. And it's to go and start something fresh, something completely on their own. And it's a common topic. People ask me about this all the time. Like, hey, D, I've been, I'm super big wig at, HP, and I'm getting paid all this money, but man, I want to go start this company. And I don't know, I'm going to have to give up all of this, this security in order to take a huge risk and start something brand new. And I give them something like really deep and like spot on perfect advice. And I say, I don't know what you should do, right? And because there is no right answer for this, right? And this is something where you really need to work and talk with those around you, because it is scary, right? For me, when I started, I didn't have much, right? I did leave a job, I did leave a company car, but I was still young and getting started. I didn't have a ton to lose. I wasn't leaving a $200,000 job. I didn't have a mortgage on a $700,000 place. I didn't have that kind of security and those must-haves. I didn't have to put braces on my kids at that particular point in time when I was deciding if I was going to leave or not. But I think all of these things are something real that you really, really, really need to think about. A good friend of mine came to me the other day, he's actually filming right now, and said, hey, I'm thinking about starting something new. I'm thinking about leaving something that's secure. And basically, let's talk about all the reasons I should leave. And I said, listen, I'm going to do you a big favor, because a lot of people will tell you that. I'm going to play the other side. I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't leave, right? I'm going to have that conversation, tell you all the reasons why you shouldn't. Because I think that's important. I think that is so important to have both conversations. If you're surrounded by optimists and everyone's saying, yeah, go do it. You're going to start the next Amazon. Go do it. Go do it. Then you need to find people that will tell you reasons not to do it. If you're surrounded by a bunch of very scared family members that are like, oh, don't do it. I had an uncle that lost a business once and, they all ended up, starving to death and dying, right? Well, listen, then you need to find a bunch of optimists to surround yourself with so that you can hear people tell you you can do it. But you need to hear both sides. And that's very, very important if you're going to make a decision this big. The other thing I would tell you is if you do decide, listen, I'm going for it, well, then figure out your freaking cash flow. Listen, I know you don't want to. I know you just want to have your head in the clouds, but I didn't make any money for the first 2 years. If you're starting something from scratch, like it could be 2 years before you make a paycheck. I'm not talking about I didn't make good money. I'm saying I didn't make a paycheck for 2 years. Can you do that? If you can, how? Right? So talk about this with your spouse. Maybe your spouse needs to get a job. Maybe your spouse needs to get a different job if you're going to pursue this dream. What's your health insurance look like? What's your car situation look like? Maybe you should downsize on your house. Maybe you should downsize on your house, take that equity out, put that as a nest egg for your retirement. So if you screw everything up, you've got your retirement still taken care of and you can go back and get a job, but maybe you don't have that big house for the next 2 or 3 years until your new company or your new dream takes off and pursues it. But listen, these are all super important, and you gotta really figure out that cash flow situation. I don't wanna go to my job today, not a good enough reason. I know that's probably not what you thought I was gonna say. Now, if you've done all your work and you've planned everything out and you've looked at the pros, you've looked at the cons, You've figured out your cash flow. You have a business plan. You actually have some evidence, some piloting that you've done on your own time to prove the concept. I'm excited for you. Let's go pursue that dream. But listen, friend, I'm trying to give you some real hard advice right now. Dig into those topics I just talked about. Spend time. Listen, if it's a good idea on Monday morning when you wake up, it's going to be a great idea 6 months from now. Time is not against you. Time is on your side because you do have a good job right now. You are in a good position. So like I said, if it's a good idea on Monday morning, it's going to be an even better idea 6 months from now. Spend the time, do the work, do the research, have the conversations, do what I talked about. Listen, it's a lot easier to be impatient, just go for it. But I only know the hard way, and I hope that helps.